So today I want to talk to you about something that actually took me a long time to see on the guitar. And a lot of y'all are going to let me know in the comments how stupid I am for not seeing this a lot sooner than I did. And then a lot of y'all, a light bulb's going to go off and this is going to make guitar really easy. So I'm going to show you kind of how this can help you in your guitar play and how it can help you unlock the guitar neck. But we're going to look at some very simple chords that you already know how to play. So we're going to look at this one. This is a G chord that we learned right when we're starting to learn how to play guitar. And if you were like me, I always focused on the notes that I was holding down. I focused on the ones my fingers are holding. But that's not the shape that I really want you to pay attention to. The one I want you to see is this one, the ones that you're not holding down, the ones that are open. That shape should look familiar to you. That is your A shape. So in the Cage system, they talk about there being 5 movable chords, C, A, G, E, and D. But what I want you to see is that your G chord and your A chord are actually connected together. So this, if you were to move this up to the 2nd fret, that's your A chord, and then the full A chord would be putting your hand in this really tough position to get into. That would be playing your full A chord, but this is also your movable G chord. Your A and your G chord are just 2 different ends of the same chord shape. So most of us, and this is the way I like it, I just focus on the A chord being movable because moving this G chord and having to lay my finger flat is just extremely difficult for my hands to do. But where this can help you is that if you can see this G shape along with your A shape, then now you can see the scale easier, and it also shows you where your triads are on the guitar. So if you can see this shape, if you can see the A chord, and you can see that the G chord is above it, now you can see your triads on the guitar. And this is also can help you see your scale, because part of that scale is this G that you're holding up top. So don't think of the G and the A chord as separated. Think of them as 2 ends of the same chord shape. Another chord that we learn when we're first learning guitar is our C chord. But again, I just focused on this shape and I didn't notice something. Notice this shape right here. That chord shape should also look familiar to you. That is your D chord shape. So if we come up here and we play a D chord, the actual full D chord would look like this. And you have to get your hand in this position that's going to give you carpal tunnel in about 5 minutes. So I don't generally play this full D chord shape, but I can see it. It's my D chord here, and then the rest of it is my C chord shape. So again, your C and your D are actually just 2 different ends of the same chord. And this allows you, again, to see your triads on the guitar. So as you move this D chord shape around, if you realize that that C chord pattern is sitting on top of that D chord, then this will really help kind of open up that guitar neck and allow you to see, where these triads and these scales start to make sense. And again, I don't generally hold this full D chord shape. I just move this D chord around, but I can see that C chord sitting on top of that D chord. Now this one will be review. This E chord shape, again, is also movable. If we were to play it with these 3 fingers and lay our finger across here, this is probably the bar chord that we're used to moving around. It's usually the first bar chord, the first chord shape that we learn to move around the guitar. And I know I've mentioned this, so I sound like a broken record, but if you were to move this up 1 fret, this is the same chord as playing your F chord. So whether you think of this as, a bar chord E moved up, or whether you think of this as your F chord, it really doesn't matter. It's the same chord and it's movable around the guitar neck. And again, this shape allows you to see, it allows you to see your triads as you're moving up and down. And just like with all the other chords we were talking about, this shape, if you can visually see this shape while you're playing, all of these notes are part of your major scale. So where this will help you is if you can start seeing these chords as part of a larger chord, like this A and this G chord shape being connected together, and then you've got this bar chord E shape, and then you've got this C or D chord shape. If you can start seeing those patterns up and down the guitar neck inside of these movable chords, it'll really help you open up the guitar neck and start visually seeing your way around the guitar. And I know it's going to take a little bit of work, but don't think of these chords as separate. Think of them as just different ends of the same chord pattern. So I really do hope this helps. And as always, if you need something, reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you.